Danny, do you think we would need to do another transect in Rocky?
Is that the eye of a skate to the left?
Yes, that's a skate off to the left. Maybe a long nose.
I think we've hit soft bottom.
Yes.
I haven't seen a rock for a while.
Where'd the urchins go? Where'd the stars go?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Well, I always try to remind myself and people that I teach, it's a big ocean.
Right, and it's not nothing. There's just nothing we can see at the surface. There's actually quite a bit of organisms that live in the mud. We call those infauna. So it's something to them.
It's nice to have some open space.
We can rest.
My neck is starting to get sore because I've been staring at the screen like this and I can't stop.
Leaning in, trying to get as close
Just like,
as I can.
I
Hey,
feel like
there
I'm
was
there.
something.
There should be some yoga yoga sessions in between.
Okay.
Miles, can you tell us a little bit more about being the navigator? Seems like it sometimes is a jack of all trades, and I was just curious, what are some of the skills you find most helpful to have going into the navigator position?
And we'll end transect at 015658.
Copy and transect.
I guess, you know, there's the core of the job is sort of having a good sort of geospatial background and understanding where you are in the world. A solid understanding of GIS so that you can take and ingest and convert any geographic data that the scientists have coming on. Understanding sort of the differences between everything. Then there's, you know, products we create with multi-beam and what they mean, what they represent, sort of their precision and accuracy. And that's sort of, I guess, the very base level things. And then to be, you know, really good at this is you need to have a very holistic view of sort of the ship system in general. On this watch, I seem to be helping the pilots a bit more than normal. But
Thanks
you know,
for that.
it helps to sort of understand their systems and how they interact with my systems, and then sort of having a bit of a, you know, some understanding of the biology and geology of like what the oncoming scientists are actually looking to accomplish and how we can help them achieve their goal. So yeah, it is very much a jack of all trade.
So we moving over to 1N, and we are an off effort, so we can zoom and pan as needed. And we're looking, want to find some rocks.
Miles is also managing at least 3 computers in front of him, and then counting R2, that's 5 computers he's dealing with.
And sonar.
And sonar, that's another computer, so 6. I guess knowing how to right click is a little bit helpful then.
Yep. Being able to multitask. I'm sort of constantly keeping an eye on at least 8 different monitors. The camera 11 is huge for me, our wire cam. 2 and 3, what our tether's doing between the two vehicles. As I like to tell the interns, like, I'm sitting right in front of the main Herc monitor, but that is maybe the most interesting, but it is the least important to my job.
Why is the wire camera important for your work?
So depending on our bearing and the ship's heading, we can get into an orientation where we're backing down over the wire, and we don't want to get into a situation where the wire actually touches the transom.
Got it.
I've seen that happen, and it's pretty terrifying, especially whenever Argus needs to come up through the water column.
Well, looking at it, it doesn't look too far away from the transom.
No, it's hanging about right. We're also moving sort of ahead, and we're shallow. You get into trouble whenever you're, 3,000 or 4,000 meters deep and backing down over the cable. So we can be speed limited solely on wire cam and not on any other factors.
Wow.
I think a couple of those rockfish just were doing the hover thing, and then they attacked the bottom.
Boom. What would they do without the lights?
There's one of your vertical ones.
Yeah, there we are.
Yay. You can hang back and see what he does.
Thanks for the help, by the way. Much appreciated.
I'm enjoying this.
Hey, and now we're on some rock.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to sit here, buddy. Anytime.
I may take you up on that.
And it definitely focuses their eyes on the seabed floor, which I guess is where their food source would come from.
I don't know.
Could come from.
If I had the equivalent of 200 automobiles with their high beams staring at me from 3 meters away, I probably wouldn't be able to see where I was going either.
What just happened there with that sunflower star?
Yeah, it looks like he got dive bombed.
Oh, okay.
Wondering the same thing.
Let's see what this guy does. Off just to the right. And
Look in the Argus cam, too. They're all still going down.
Oh, yeah.
nope. That was just anticlimactic.
Oh, they're just finding a place to go to bed, go to sleep.
Nothing like having a theory shut down.
Yeah, they're like dive bombing us. Argus.
There's
There's
got
half
to
a
be an
dozen of 'em.
answer. We know where's rockfish people out there.
Oh,
Maybe they
sorry.
can
Let me
type
get
it
the
in.
light down. Sorry.
Watch out for those
Oh,
vertical
it's not here.
thrusters, guys. It's almost like that coordinates with sunset.
Uh-huh.
Miles, how many nautical miles are we off the coast,
Stand by.
off the shoreline?
Oh, wow. It's raining rockfish. I think we have another song.
We're about
Oh yeah, with the
15
Tina
nautical
4s I
miles
was
offshore.
holding
15,
back
thank you.
all morning.
I'm going to take a guess. That might be a split nose.
That's strange.
So Some of them have a little bit more elegant landing than others.
Yeah, but it's like their batteries got unplugged. It's the big fish creating a shadow.
Some of those sea stars can really move.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. It's as wide as we go. He's gonna go to sleep.
Oops.
Nope, he did.
Hit my nose.
Can we get a zoom here since we're in a good position of those rockfish that are ahead of us?
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff here.
Can you stay here and just point the camera up? If we were already on the bottom.
Yeah, let me just see if I can gently set it down without scaring anybody. Okay, we're on the seabed.
All right. Let's see if we can
I like how they're all lined up there.
frame one up.
Those eyes are incredible. I'm thinking that might be the split nose.
We'll have to run away soon.
Okay.
All right, that's a good zoom for me if you wanted to look around.
I need
Wayne,
to.
You need to move along? Okay.
Yeah, I need to catch up with Argus.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Boat's still doing over half a knot there.
Okay.
And Danny and Jenny, Drew said hi and that he's very much enjoying your rockfish broadcast.
My goodness.
Oh, hi, Drew. Drew's one of the scientists at the Greater Farallones Association who comes out with us on one of our other projects, our collaborative project between Cordell Bank and Greater Farallones National Marine Sanctuary to study the upper part of the ocean, the surface of the ocean, seabirds and seabirds and marine mammals. All right, I'm going to check in on habitat here with Guy.
Apparently it's dusk is rockfish nap time.
Well,
They have
this
to go
isn't
on
the
watch in
greatest
4
habitat
hours.
for
Yeah.
rockfish anyway.
All right, so this is, again, looking like mixed habitat, so we can try another transect, and if it doesn't fool us again, when we get up to 1N.
Okay, let me get the zoom right.
You want to kick? Here, I'll kick you to the left again.
No, it's
Or that's too far. Sorry.
Uh,
Let me zoom out. Let me check the. I'm not
okay,
sure
I'm
where
wide,
the camera
I'm
is.
wide. All the way. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a touchdown.
Yeah. That's good. That's perfect. So now, because I get rid of the arm at the same time as the vignette.
Still have the suction sampler there. So do I need to touch up?
Yes. If you could.
You need to come back.
Yeah,
less.
that's good.
Thanks.
That's good.
So we are 17 nautical miles off the coast of the southern part of Sea Ranch, Sonoma County, which is specific is Black Point Beach Public Parking Lot. I'm looking on my Google Maps to get that coastal reference. I've spent so much time on this coastline. I'm just so curious of my bearings, so I know next time I'm up on the coast I can look out and say I was there. And there's a lot of rockfish.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful stretch of coastline here.
We lost our rocks.
All right, now head north.
Roger.
And we'll almost immediately be on effort.
Do we have a little friend on our camera?
Are we all lined up?
We
Ready
are.
to go?
We are ready.
Okay. Let's do
Herc bearing is 2.5.
2.5, roger.
Two more. What? That's 4. I think you might have to cycle autos. There you go. Oh, now you're at 3.
Carrie, I bet you can tell when it's bedtime in parts of the world based on who's logging in and who's logging out.
Yes, it is fun. I have a count on how many visitors are tuning in, and then a map that lights up with where everyone is from, just broad stroke, like countries. And then in the United States, it does show where within the U.S. people are tuning in from. So right now we have people.
Sorry, I'm an idiot.
From all over the world, so loads from the United States, but we also have a good showing from Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada. We have someone from Korea and Finland, Ecuador, and...
Okay, so we can start transect?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 021111.
And lastly, someone from Argentina. So thanks everyone for tuning in.
I don't know why that's so complicated for me. I should
All these
read
folks can say they've
the
seen the
book.
Greater Farallones National Marine Sanctuary.
I think I know it by heart.
Yes,
I get it.
in a way that few have.
Very few.
And you can tell your friends that they can catch this on YouTube, so all of our expeditions are now saved on YouTube. But also on the nautiluslive.org site, there's highlights and videos of some of the cooler moments from each expedition.
So if you do a step aft, does it unstack one?
Should.
Try that at the end.
Looks like we found rocks again.
One of our viewers is curious
I don't think
about the expanse of the camera on the seafloor. Is that a constant? Meaning, can you put a meter or foot measurement to the view that we have from this particular Hercules cam, or it varies based on distance from the seafloor?
Yeah, it definitely would. Right now I can't change the zoom because we're doing a survey of the seabed and we're trying to count the number of organisms within a certain field of view. But obviously if I were to zoom in,
Sure.
I could almost fill the screen with only maybe 80 centimeters across from edge to edge if I were to zoom in at this height. And obviously if we we're at a height of about 2 meters, I believe. If we were to get any closer or actually land and I were to zoom in, then the field of view might only be 30 centimeters edge to edge. So it depends on your height and how much zoom you have on your camera.
Ratfish.
Are you saying rat, R-A-T?
Yes.
Aw. I feel like
believe
that
that-
name is off. Being from New York City, I gotta say.
So right now at a height of 2 meters and a full wide zoom like I have here, could be 6 meters, 8 meters. What do you think the field of view is here, Miles?
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
So the scientists also use the lasers to calculate that. You can literally lay a ruler across your screen and use the 10 centimeters on the lasers.
As a scale.
Yeah, and there's some software that they also use to, if they know the height of the vehicle and the angle of the camera and the camera parameters, they can figure out how big the rocks and the organisms are. Post-processing required.
That's what we'll be doing. So we will be looking at the essentially trigonometry to figure out the angle of the camera and how far off the bottom we are, and then you know what the distance that you traveled along the line. So using those different things, you can figure out how much area you covered.
Yeah, I know the Germans have a, they know the angle and pan of the camera as well, so they process all that data. There's a position sensor on the pan and tilt actuator, and they record that. They get pretty crazy about it. In some other cases, we fix the camera on the vehicle at a certain angle, so the scientists know, for example, it's pointed straight down or 45 or some angle, and then they take all the data from the dive log and somehow manage to process all that into figure out how big what they're looking at is.
Does Herc record tilt of the camera?
Not at this time, but one of my pet projects is to put an IMU in the camera so we can get telemetry to it. Like most of your modern cameras, DSLR and etc. I believe that's recorded in the metadata, is it not? So, in the raw data.
Yeah. A lot of action cams do that.
Guiomar is the only university I've seen that uses the pan and tilt angles along with the vehicle altitude and the vehicle pitch and roll. Other than a couple times we've put fixed angle cameras on. They'll put some reference on the vehicle, and so we can look at that with another camera if we are tilting, and then they can determine like a preset reference for a 45 or a horizontal or straight down.
It's drizzling rockfish. Not quite rain.
Well, I think we may have finally got our mixed
Yeah,
transect.
we did find our rocks.
The sea star's on the move.
So yesterday we had ctenophores everywhere. This morning we had krill everywhere. And tonight we just have
Mud everywhere.
mud and fuzzy water.
We had
We had rockfish.
urchins.
We had urchins everywhere.
We had our urchins for
We
a
did
long
have an
time.
urchin.
infestation.
Yeah. Variability. And barrel sponges.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of barrel sponges over here.
Are there any notable mutualistic relationships at this, depth that you guys like talking about when educating people on this habitat?
Mm-hmm. 50 meters.
I can't think of a good
I
example.
I can't think of double benefits. I was thinking of the serpent stars benefiting from the corals and having an opportunity to crawl up and get this extra leg up on feeding. But I don't think there's a negative impact to the corals.
Do you think maybe those organisms we saw on the skate might have been like cleaning it, like mucus or eating mucus off of it?
Potentially.
That could have been something that we were observing there.
It could also make them a little bit more seen, less camouflaged. It's a good one to wonder about. I've seen rockfish hang out inside sponges before. It doesn't hurt the sponge. It's just another habitat for hiding out, another benefit for the rockfish. So that's a positive and a neutral. There's probably some micro benefits from organisms that are so small we don't see them. I bet you there's a lot of those relationships with some of these animals. Some tiny stuff. It's an interesting question to think about.
And one viewer was curious about restoration. Is there deep ocean restoration? And if so, what does that look like?
There's an example of that in Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, working with MBARI, where they have tested transplanting deep sea corals. And I'm going to go ahead and call end of transect here at 022304.
Thank you.
And okay,
Just
so
the, step aft.
what we've been looking at the habitat map and the backscatter, and in between this transect and the next start of the next one, we'd like to explore a little bit off to the west. So if we could head west and see if we can find a little more rock, that would be great.
Do you want to move the ship west, or you just want to go to the end of our tether?
Let's try the end of our tether first and then see if we need to move. Does that work for you guys?
Works for me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Dan, can you tilt the camera up a bit so we can see a little? Yeah, maybe not that much, but yeah, that's good. That's good. Just so we can see. Oh, lots of rock. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Ooh, rocks.
We like rock.
We do like rocks.
Are we headed west?
We're headed kind of
Northeast.
sorry, my military left. I'm just going around Argus. I get that east and west thing confused. To this day.
Never eat sour wheat.
It's sound advice.
That one's gonna stick. I'll still go the wrong way, but.
Looks like a sponge of some type.
I see it. Shall we have a quick look?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Okay,
I'm
zooming
going to
in.
tilt down, Wayne, so we can look
All right.
inside.
Yep. Coming wide.
Not very elegant landing.
All right. We got where we want to be. Let's see. Ooh, I need to get a little more light on this subject to get the focus. This is not cooperating. What is going on?
I might be interested in taking a collection of this and looking at referencing my sheet.
Oh, it's very close.
Yes,
Oh.
I need to set the ship. You do.
Do we want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bridge
I'll
nav.
say yes, and then I'll double check myself.
Yeah, we're really close. I think for the visuals or the video,
I can back up some if you want.
well, no, we're going to collect it, so stay here. Don't move.
Yeah. So you want a picture first, though, right?
No, it's fine. You can move it away with the arm. You can put the arm out into the light, and I can.
Oh yeah, but I think she wants a. Here, I'll turn on another light for you. I think we need a.
We do need
before
some
and
good
after.
pictures, yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's a little more light. That'll work. Thank you. Okay. And it is quite near. Okay, let me zoom in again.
Whoa.
And let's see if we can.
We're there.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
so
don't need
cool.
to. We don't need to sample it now, right?
It's here in the van with us.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
a screensaver shot right there.
Hold on. Let's get some.
Those shrimp are like, what the heck is going on?
Oh yeah, I can see the little shrimp with the
Those
the
big
eyes.
eyes.
Nice. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
This is their home.
She gonna stop in time?
Okay. let
Yeah, we're
me-
coming back.
I remember
We're good.
seeing those. The band did something.
I'm all right.
Yeah, you're all right.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, a picture of the whole animal with lasers on, close
Okay,
up.
hold on. The lasers are shooting right behind it, actually.
Okay. Could we?
Yeah. Can you
I can put the lasers on it.
Yeah.
point it down a little?
You zoom in a bit there just to get just
yeah.
the animal.
Oh wait, I see. We do see the lasers on
Yeah.
it. They're just a different.
Let me just touch forward to get the porch out of there.
Let me get that.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
they
There
are.
you go.
There they are.
And then could I get a few shots of the lasers off?
Copy.
Okay.
Lasers off.
And we'll come.
And Danny, I missed it. What type of coral is this?
This is a sponge.
Oh, wow. What type of sponge is this?
I don't know what kind of sponge this is. We're going to collect it and find out.
Thank you.
So, yeah, with the arm, and then take a grab of the lip, include the edge of it, and see if we can break off a chunk.
And I'm just going to play with the grip force here a bit. Grip force 1. Super slow. Might be too slow to even close the jaws. Okay, sorry, say how you want the sample again?
Okay, so if you could just grab a piece of the edge that, like, part of the lip, include the lip of the spool, and just kind of grab a chunk with the,
Right, so
see if it'll
go in
tear off.
at this angle then?
That
or
works for
do
me.
you want to try and go parallel to the...
No, that works.
How deep of a
There,
pipe
let's
do you
try
want?
that.
Okay.
So this is just one of Hercules' 2 manipulator arms. Doing what it does best, collecting a sample of the sponge.
You might end up taking the whole thing.
How's it feel?
Feels harder than I imagined.
Are you able to punch through it?
Yeah, I have the jaws set on their lowest possible. That's cutting it.
Yeah, you're through. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to up my grip force by 1.
Oh. Nice.
Well done.
Okay. All right. Can you bring it up to a dark background? There you go. And then just bump the camera up. Perfect. That's
Taylor Ann, I got sample 033.
Yep, that is correct.
give it a spin.
Roger.
The QVC spin looks good. You want to buy? You want to buy that? I say we buy it.
Yes, we definitely want that.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna switch.
Sponges have the ability to regenerate lost parts, so that sponge will regenerate. And sponges are actually cultivated commercially because of that ability to regenerate. They can start
You
from a
wanna,
small fragment
push
and
that box
regenerate.
out?
Where do you want it?
Starboard bio box A.
Roger.
Thanks, Jenny. A bunch of people were curious about that. The regeneration bit.
There's quite a bit of research on sponges for their biochemical, biomedical opportunities. There's been some antiviral and anti-cancer
How do I make this bigger?
findings
Salvo
from some
starboard.
types of sponges.
Yeah, Roger.
So they may have a lot more
Wow.
benefits for humans than we know. And definitely are an important home for a lot of other animals.
Was that our first sample on this dive?
Yes,
was.
that is
It
our first
was.
sample.
Nice.
Always get hung up here somehow. You can either disable the starboard thruster, or I can null all of them. I'm just going to come out of stick lock and drift.
Starboard thruster is disabled.
Is it disabled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want
Oh, yeah,
laterals
coming
too?
up.
Yeah, you can.
Coming up quick.
We're floating.
Wow.
Still part
Yeah,
of it
it's still
in
in there.
Good job. Nice. All right, so
Okay, starboard thruster re-enabled.
Roger, thank you.
Hmm? Okay. Okay, full wide.
Roger.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, she doesn't go far.
No.
There's not a huge amount of current. Sorry, it doesn't go far.
Although we're super appreciative of Herc and Argus and all their capabilities, what is one change or one addition you would like to add to Herc or Argus?
So as we settle back down onto the seafloor, I'd like to continue going kind of to the, well, actually, Guy's going to tell me what do you think.
Dual Titan 4 manipulators with cameras.
We'd like to start making way to the next waypoint, which is 10. Looks like 10 to me, but it's
10 OS.
10.
Roger.
Yeah.
Well, that was a nice little find. We're really interested in the sponges. We realized that there were so many more sponges out there that we did not know what they were. So we've been collecting some of those so we can learn more about them.
004.
And Dan, I missed your response. What was the change or the?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, because I was just using that manipulator, my wish would be, if I had $500,000 laying around, would be 2 Titan 4 manipulators with cameras on them. So those are, if you look at Sebastian or Ropos, that's the manipulator arms that they have on the front of their vehicles. And they're because you have 2 matching 7-function manipulators, there's a lot that you can do that's more challenging with a 5-function rate arm and the craft arm.
Yeah, I was curious myself looking at it. Like, I felt like thumbs were such a game changer, yet they didn't put a thumb-esque thing on Herc.
Sorry, what's that?
I was just curious looking at the hand manipulator, and thumbs seem to have been such a huge evolutionary change, and so why they didn't put a thumb-esque design on it, Herc's hand.
And there's an array of end effectors that you can put on the manipulators to.
As far as the video goes, there are a lot of updates that are planned that will be installed on Nautilus at the end of this season.
Wayne, you want to zoom on some of these rockfish?
I just, I'm looking at something in the bubble cam, and I thought maybe it was, it's just a rockfish.
Some
Never
sleepy
mind.
soulfish, sleepy rockfish, and a little flatfish. So yeah, the updates are coming for and in the works for Nautilus for the video system. Both of the vans are getting replaced. It's going to be a complete digital distribution and workflow to get the video around the boat. It's going to be a much nicer system for next season. So.
Great, thank you. That's a nice look at that.
Moving on.
Yeah.
And for those interested, EV Nautilus is wrapping up its season in sanctuaries in California. So currently we're in the Greater Farallones National Marine Sanctuary and soon to be in Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuary again.
You got to zoom him once, Wayne.
Which one?
The one right in front of you.
The starf.
The one that's had a name change.
Oh, the white. Yeah, the fluffy guy.
That's Heteropolypus.
Thank you. Is that full zoom, is it?
Not yet, not yet. I'm just getting the light levels right. I can go more.
Is that considered a soft coral?
There's a shrimp.
Yes,
There's a shrimp.
that is a
in there.
soft coral.
Let's get that shrimp. There he is.
Sorry, I had to stop. I find these guys fascinating. So.
Okay. We would have never seen the little shrimp in there. Ooh. Cool. He's got a friend on the other side. Okay, coming wide.
Moving on.
All right. right, left, right. Full wide. Okay,
We're racking back out.
thank you.
Was the cheat rack in to bring the last shot in?
Mm-hmm. No, it worked. Thank you. It worked well.
Yeah, it's less herky-jerky than the pen and tilt.
It's like somebody hypnotized all these rockfish.
So yes, we have 4 more days till October 11th. We'll be in Greater Fairlands and Cordell Bank, and then from October 13th through the 18th approximately, EV Nautilus will be going down to Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary.
Is that a bottle?
Yep, that's a bottle.
Heineken.
There's a message in it.
It says, "Stop littering." Someone tuning in is curious about the difference. How are soft corals and anemones different?
Well, they're in different families. Danny's got a good answer.
Target bearing 355.
So the corals have polyps, and those polyps for the octocorals, they have 8. And so the anemones, they have kind of tentacles, appendages, but they don't have the polyps like that. So that is one structural difference.
350
They're
now.
in different classes.
350 now.
Well, nope, they're both in Anthozoa. Oh no, hold on.
They're both cnidarians.
Soft corals are anthozoans. Octocoral subclass is octocorals. Soft corals are octocorals, and the anemones are cnidarians. So they're very closely related, but a little different. Polyps versus tentacles.
All right, so we've got one transect that was in mixed habitat, so we'll try and do this next one. Looks like it could be in mixed habitat. So when we get to 1-0, we will do a start transect.
Copy.
If we time it right, I guess shift change will be on the transect, huh?
Oh.
We're still going to be 350 on the...
Oh,
Oh, I got to
new
make the waypoint first.
yeah, end
sorry.
target bearing is 343.
343.
Okay, are we good to go?
Yep, ship is turning, but we shouldn't lose too much speed.
024944, start transect 10.
What'd you say?
343.
How did I do that? Sorry, still adjusting my heading a bit. I choked there. Let the computer do it.
Miles, can you explain the dynamic positioning system that EV Nautilus has?
Yeah, so we have what's called a bow thruster. It's a tunnel fan that runs perpendicular through the bow of the ship. And we have a 360-degree stern jet drive.
That's on effort. Sorry.
Using those two systems and the ship's GPS, we can sort of maintain a very small watch circle, so maybe 5-meter error, meaning even in very calm seas, the ship will sort of wallow around a little bit, but that's pretty normal. But we can't be dropping anchor everywhere we go and to do dive operations. One, that's dangerous to the ROVs, but it's also, no mobility if you just drop an anchor and hang out. So DP is sort of our virtual anchor
that might be
tethered to a GPS station, a GPS waypoint. And the system calculates sort of the wind and the current and counteracts that to maintain position. And then using that system and the GPS location, we can tell the ship we want to move 10 meters in a certain direction, and the ship will execute that and just step over in any bearing that we want.
As we cruise around along this transect and get close to wrapping up our watch, just want to remind everyone about some great aspects of the website. So definitely go to photos and videos to see.
Yeah, 140.
Any exciting highlights?
Just past the Lingcod.
What?
Figures says much as we have a shift change now. We're going to get into Lingcods. Very cool. And lots of rockfish.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for a good shift. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good shift. Bye, everybody. Welcome Erin, the
Lord,
next
now
video engineer, when she sits down.
I'm handing my watch over to Brandy Jones. She's our other science communication fellow. Please give her a warm welcome with your great questions. And thanks so much for tuning in.